Naka Minister, for those words of encouragement. I think the future of local agriculture, and that's what we're celebrating today.
The General Manager, British American Tobacco, and your hardworking and dedicated staff, invited guests, our dear farmers and friends, and of course I also welcome all the representatives of the various media organizations, and of course the government officials as well. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, namaste, and mbula vinaka to you all. Before conveying my message this morning, let me convey in advance my sincere apology that I unfortunately will not be with you for the whole morning, simply because we have changed the program, because I have to be back in Suva by 1 o'clock for another presentation with the Honorable Prime Minister. So my sincere apology. In fact, the whole of today has been planned for Nadi and the Western Division, but because the Honorable Prime Minister wanted this presentation at 1 o'clock, I have no option but to catch the 10:30 flight back to Suva so that I can be in time for the presentation at 1 o'clock. But it's good to meet all of you here this morning, and particularly to the members or the representatives of the various media organizations, and of course our key stakeholders as well. I am honored this morning by the invitation to address this media conference and a tour of the project seed to market here at the British American Tobacco, or the BAT facility in Nadi. Ladies and gentlemen, the agriculture sector in Fiji has embarked on an ambitious agriculture development program under the Fiji 2020 Agriculture Sector Policy Agenda, which focuses on modernizing the agriculture sector, which is a large part of the agenda. One of the strategies in the agenda is to develop an organized system of producing, processing, and marketing crops, livestock, and aquaculture products. Let me state that the importance of an organized crop development and production system in Fiji cannot be overemphasized, given its significance to the agriculture sector in terms of food, livelihood, employment, and income security for most of our rural-based population. And there is no other place to do, or no other better place to do this launching but here at Votualevu, because British American Tobacco is one of the private sectors that does control its value chain efficiently. And we have a lot to learn from British American Tobacco. However, there are challenges that the crop subsector faces, which include unreliable and inconsistent supply of crop products to the market, shortage of volume to meet the demands of the market, and poor quality of crop products due to poor harvest handling, to name a few. To address these challenges, we need partnerships between government and with private sector players, such as the one that we are witnessing this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, this type of public-private sector partnership involving the use of private sector resources like the British American Tobacco nursery facilities to roll out thousands of tomato seedlings during the tobacco off-season is a boost to achieving greater production in the agriculture sector. This partnership between government and British American Tobacco on seedling supply is expected to extend to other crops over time. The intended outcomes are for consistent supply of vegetable seedlings throughout the year, creation of a conduit from farmer to market, including storage facilities and delivery of large volumes of crop produce that meet demands of both the local and export markets. Our food import bills over the last 5 years shows an average of around $778 million. This is way too high, given that a majority of commodities imported are those that we can efficiently produce locally by addressing constraints that limit production through partnerships such as this one. The use of large-scale production technologies to mass produce quality seedlings will increase overall efficiency in local vegetable production to meet the market demands of high quality, right volume, and consistency of supply. This will in turn contribute to reduction in food imports and increased exports, leading to greater growth of the agriculture sector in terms of contribution to GDP. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, this kind of partnership offers a host of opportunities. It will boost the Ministry of Agriculture efforts in the formation of farmer clusters to produce for specific markets, given the ready supply of high-quality vegetable seedlings all year round. To our local supermarket chains and hoteliers, it is an opportunity for you to engage with our local producers such that they can unlock their production potential. A boost in production of local vegetable crops also augurs well for the campaign by the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism for Fiji-made products, as consistent supply is guaranteed to Fijian agro-processors. I am confident, ladies and gentlemen, that this partnership will go a long way in resolving the long-standing challenges that have limited the true Fijian agriculture sector potential. Let me once again state on behalf of the Fiji government our appreciation and acknowledgement to Mr. Ritesh Das and his team at British American Tobacco for your initiative and perseverance in seeing that this project get off the ground. Despite some early setbacks, you have gone out of your way to purchase seeds from offshore markets like India and nurtured these in your state-of-the-art greenhouses here in the Nadi leaf division. These seedlings, I am told, would normally be ready for transplanting after 6 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, the Ministry of Agriculture, in partnership with British American Tobacco, embarked on the pilot project of producing tomatoes. Unfortunately, the plants which were at fruiting stages were submerged in floodwaters. This is as a result of tropical depression for Foxtrot last year. Waters in floodwaters around December. Despite this setback, this partnership forged ahead with the replanting of those pilot seedlings of 8 tomato varieties, which are currently being harvested. The Ministry of Agriculture and British American Tobacco will now evaluate this pilot project, which has been successful so far. This evaluation will be followed by an extensive project planning process to cater for the overall project, followed by full implementation. I note also with much interest the offer by British American Tobacco to partner with the Ministry of Agriculture in educating farmers on best farming practices. This partnership will include all steps of the process, that is, from seed to market, to ensure the success of this project. Let me state that government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, is willing to take up the offer and learn from you, given your long history of farming tobacco successfully in Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, today we embark on a new direction of an organized crop production system in the Fiji agriculture sector. The use of the British American Tobacco state-of-the-art facilities to mass produce vegetable seedlings, injection of much-needed bad knowledge and experience on best farming practices, and the bad commitment to success of steps and processes from seeds to market is bound to have profound results on increased growth in the agriculture sector and the Fijian economy. We look forward to more such partnerships with the private sector in the future. Let me just summarize very quickly. One, this partnership is very, very critical for us. I've mentioned about private and public partnership, but of course, I also wish to highlight the importance of the partnership between our farmers as well. We are looking at all the 3 levels of investment. One is the public sector investment, the private sector investment, which we appreciate, and we hope that we will have more private sectors involved. Once again, thank you and congratulations to British American Tobacco. I always liked what Dr. Muhammad Yunus termed as the double bottom line. And this is exactly the double bottom line: reaping corporate profits and doing social good. And I hope that more of the private sector in Fiji would do such in providing for our local communities as well. Government is doing its best in terms of the public sector investment. And of course, I hope that I've talked about the value chain. We need a lot of pack houses. We need good logistics. We need cold storage systems. Not all of this will come from government. And I hope that the private sector would also invest in such facilities. And most importantly, the commitment and the level of investment too from our farmers. One of the biggest challenges that we face in the agriculture sector in Fiji, and this is why British American tobacco is so successful, is because we are dealing with smallholder subsistence farmers. For us to be successful, you have to understand the challenges faced by smallholder subsistence farmers. When you control the value chain effectively and efficiently for the smallholder farmers, they can be a strong and viable entity. And that is exactly what we want to do through this partnership, forming farming clusters so that we can address our long challenges, three main challenges of reliability and consistency in supply, volume and quality. But let's change the way we do agriculture in Fiji. This is a business. In business, we must produce to sell. And that is the first question that we need to address. Are we producing to consume? Of course, your food security and nutrition security is more important, but farming as a business, we must produce to sell. And that is why I'm urging that all our hoteliers and all our supermarkets and all our processors, you need to engage with us now. Let me assure all of the markets that are there that we can produce the best quality producers, but there has to be a market. And I hope that you will engage with us. We can be competitive. We can be able to produce good quality products for you. So the market is so important. And of course the value chain as well. This is a partnership. Farmers, again, I urge all of you, you need to do your part. Likewise, government is going to do all it can to create that environment, and of course we need the private sector as well. I've talked about the Fiji branding. I hope that we will all be passionate about Fiji and ensure that we produce quality products, not only for the domestic market, but most importantly for us to export and feed the region and the whole world as well, so that we can bring in the much needed foreign revenue into the country. So I look forward to meeting most of you during the course of the day, and of course for us to see what the facilities and the project seed to market is all about. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you indeed for your presence this morning. Votualevu, and thank you.
So just for your information, we imported the varieties from India. Challenge of the time. So all shipping to other countries. And that's the partnership we are doing with Mr. All 8 varieties already. Mr. Minister already told that in a fewer varieties coming very promising. And what's being imported, and we hope.